Getting started in Eternal Return and don't know how to get into it? Don't worry, I've got you covered. This video will cover the very basics of Eternal Return and how to quickly get your first win. First thing you see after getting into a game is the character selection screen. Pick a character who you think looks cool or fun to play. Some characters will have options for different weapon types, but for now, pick whichever you think is cool. Next, you'll be asked to select a save plan, and you can choose whichever save plans the game recommends. All of these are viable to use. There are also tactical skills and augments, but as a beginner, I recommend ignoring these and letting the game pick it for you. Now, notice the map with numbers on the right side of the screen? That's the route you will be following to complete your build. In my case, I will be dropping in at Hospital, followed by Cemetery, Chapel, then Hotel. Once you're in the game, I want you to pay close attention to the boxes glowing blue around you. These will be the boxes you'd want to search for first, as they will contain everything you'd need in that zone. Start collecting these materials marked with a yellow triangle, and craft everything that is also marked with a yellow triangle above your inventory space. Once you hear this ping, check everything in your search list. You are ready to move on to the next zone. Ignore any players you may encounter at this point of the game. It's not worth going for them. To travel to the next zone, you can either walk towards it, or you could take the Hyperloop and teleport. Pick whichever you think is faster. Upon reaching your second zone, do the same thing again. Gather all materials needed, and now you can start gathering for your harvests and hunts. Branches and stones are scattered all over the map. Grab them whenever necessary. Meanwhile, leather is easily obtained from chickens. Hunt only the required amount of leather. Now move on to the next zone if everything is checked. Repeat the same process again. Collect the required materials and move until you finish your route. At the end of the route, if you are missing materials, don't worry. You can buy the missing materials by right-clicking on the unfinished equipment on the top right of your screen. Then, right-clicking on the missing material will give you the respective material. This will consume 30 credits. Don't worry about your credits for now. We'll talk more about it later. For now, completing your build is the most important task. Once you have crafted all your purple equipment, you are now fully built. The only thing you are missing now is food. You can easily make decent food by taking raw meat dropped from boars or chickens to a campfire. Campfires are marked all over the map. You can press M to view the entire map of Lumia Island. If you've got food and purple equipment, you can now move on to mid-game. Mid-game is when the game gets chaotic. You will be fighting other players over mastery and rare materials. In this phase of the game, it's best to stick with your team so you won't be fighting 1v3s. You can directly teleport to your teammate by hyperlooping into them by clicking their icon on the hyperloop map. Once you have grouped up with your teammates, you can start farming animals around the map. You will be farming animals for mastery and credits. Mastery is what determines how strong a character currently is. You can gain mastery by fighting other players and hunting animals. You can view your current mastery by pressing V, or view other players' mastery and equipment by pressing Tab. Credits, on the other hand, are used to buy rare materials at the kiosk. These are marked all over the map by this icon. You can also buy back players and kiosks if they've been eliminated past day 3 until night 4. It's also the best time to open your late game build plan by pressing P and clicking this icon here. This will replace your current finished build with a new gold build. This will be your upgraded build and what you'll be aiming for in the late game. In order to get these upgrades, you'll need rare materials, which are also called objectives. To know which rare material to aim for, you can view the crafting recipes by pressing V and clicking over the gold equipment. There are two ways to obtain rare materials: by buying rare materials in kiosks, or by contesting objectives. Buying in kiosks is simple enough, by going up to a kiosk and requesting a rare material with enough credits. Contesting objectives, on the other hand, you need to be more proactive. Objectives will naturally spawn on a fixed timer throughout the entire game. You can view when and where the objectives will spawn by pressing tab. The game will also announce objective spawns 1 minute before it appears. Once the objectives spawn, you will have to either gather the rare material or kill a boss to obtain the rare material. Be wary of going for these, as a lot of people will also be contesting objectives. If you ever had to fight for an objective, always try to check their mastery and equipment by pressing tab. Generally, you'd want to take the fight if you have better mastery and equipment. Otherwise, it's best to avoid fighting them if they have better mastery and equipment. If your team survive until the final zone, you have reached the late game. Late game is when the final zone is decided. At this point in the game, you'd want to be taking control of the zone first. You'd want to be the first one there, so you can have control over the area. In the case of a 3 teams final zone, it's best to let the other 2 teams fight first and go for the third party. Taking the battle first in a 3-team final zone can be a bad idea. If the other team notices a fight is going on, they can easily third party your fight and snag the win from you. But if you've made it past all these hurdles, congratulations, you've won the game. Speedrun your build as soon as you spawn. Try to aim for a finished build by night 1. The best outcome would be by day 1. Don't forget to cook food after finishing your build. You can take any white quality food into a campfire to get blue quality food. Also, don't forget to consume food before you take a fight. Don't be stingy in spending credits for your missing materials. If a player spots you with a missing equipment piece, they'll definitely be going after you. If you are unsure of what to do after finishing your build, check your map for objectives. If there's currently none or they're too far, hunt for animals. Try to go for console if you're going to contest objectives or hunt animals. Consoles give you vision all over the zone. This can show you if the animals in the current zone have been farmed or if there's an incoming team. If you feel like you're about to lose a team fight, it's better to bail out early and save yourself. You and your teammates can spawn infinitely from day 1 until night 2. From day 3 until night 4, you will have to pay 250 credits at the kiosk to revive a teammate. If you want to test out different characters or practice your save plan, you can use practice mode. You can access practice mode by clicking on the game start, training, then practice mode. You can even play with bots if you want. I would highly suggest learning and practicing your characters and route here before going into an actual game.